All right.
Good evening. How you doing?
Doing well. Are we
Welcome
live?
to Sunday evening welcome to Sunday evening on Thailand. Yeah, that's where we are. Testing, testing. One,
Oh,
two, three. Can you hear me?
yes, I can. Hear you just
And
fine.
you're loud and clear. Oh, had a busy week, Ryan. Yeah.
Yeah, very busy, and it doesn't look like it's going to be slowing down anytime soon. So,
Oh, I'll drink to that.
yeah. So let me get everything situated. I was all situated, ready to go, and next thing you know, I forgot to grab my water, so I had to take off the headphones and get set up again and get everything back in. So we got Robert Max in, or he was
Yeah.
in. He was in at
He was in.
7:30.
He was in really early.
Eat Out
Yeah.
Patia is in. Good to see
Yes.
them.
You.
Couple jackasses.
I'll tell you what, though, Ryan, it was very, very good. We had a couple of good meetups this week with because somebody contacted me and said, "Oh, when you at the Wombat?" I said, "Well, be honest with you, it's not often I go there now because we're always meeting up at restaurants."
Yep, and there's Daz. Daz made it in tonight. He decided to take the night off from A7 DJ Bar,
Oh,
and
I'll drink to that as well,
he
Daz.
said the heck with them guys. The cool kids are over here. So he said he was going to stay at home just to watch our rambling of BS for the next. He'll probably make it 15 minutes and go back to watching TV.
Hi, Mike. How you doing? All right there. The link's there. If anyone wants to jump on, feel free. Because it is a panel, so anyone wants to come on, please. You
Yep.
know,
So
it's
I think
he's out of it,
Mike's
in and
saying the
out.
heck with it. Mike, hope years were burning earlier. I actually sat down at the Wombat earlier with Robbie and talked to him for a while, and
Yeah.
of course, nothing but bad things to say.
I think Robbie's coming on Tuesday, isn't he?
Yeah. I talked to Robbie this morning and added him into the lunch bunch text thread, or I think
Yeah,
I did, and
yeah,
I told him
yeah,
about Tuesday. He said he was going to try to make it. So
yeah. Well,
just
it's quite good, really. It's
right.
but a really
Uh,
everyone we've had so far, they've all been very enjoyable. They've all been
yeah, and
enjoyable
it's
lunches.
and today I ran into Jay and Mark down at the Wombat as well. Just happened to be there as well, so they said
Who was
something
there?
about
Jay.
Jay. Yeah,
What Jay's that?
um, Greeny, American Jay.
Oh, he was there today, was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's getting real close to where you're really getting outnumbered because I made the comment. I said, "Good Lord, we're adding more and more Americans to this mix as time goes on," and they both were like, "Man, that's why we're over here to get away from that." I said, "I understand,"
Yeah. Yeah, well, the
but
conversation's not too political anyway, are they? Really, I think basically everyone's in
no.
the same boat. Everyone's over here just to get away from all the bullshit.
And
And
that's what we were talking about as well. What's on the agenda for tonight? Because I actually did nothing to prepare for anything. I had
I'll tell you.
nothing.
What did I have today? Well, I know I've got the dollar
Let
because
me
everyone will
guess,
be a
it's
bit
more
worried.
budgets.
No,
More budgets.
no. But I've sent out about 7 of those
I noticed
emails.
that your charts have made it over to Richard's show.
Yeah, I send them over to him every Saturday now.
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
Saturday I sit down and do my charts, and he explained it. He explained it very very well.
right.
Um, so I got like the obviously everyone's concerned about the US dollar because the US dollar you know, dropped a little bit, but there's nothing to worry about. It's just a healthy pullback. Nothing goes up forever. Hello, Joe. So if Joe wants to
And
jump in, he's
Joe's
feel
in
feel
it.
free.
Joe, I've got to say, you've got to be like the marathon chat guru of all the live streams because I pop in and out of most of them that I know about, and every time I do, I always see you there swinging with the best of them. Must have to get you some VR glasses or something. Must have a good tablet or because I even I sat on the balcony last night and was watching Richard's show and it caught me off guard that they were going to promote us again. I had no clue that was coming, and
I know, but it's good though.
so
Richard's a good guy, and he knows we're just having a go, and we're having a bit of fun
yeah.
at the same time. Hello, Thai
Well, we're having
Nomad.
a
How
bit
you
of
doing?
fun. Yeah, we're
Do
having a
you, do
bit
you
of
want to
fun,
speak? Do you want to
and
speak to the Thai Nomad in Thai?
no, um, I think my
Go on.
brain's been turned off today.
Has it? Seriously?
What? I'll do it. Sawadee Cup. We'll keep it simple today.
Yeah, Swaddy Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, no.
Um,
The Nomads, they're good people, but they haven't come over this way yet. They haven't travelled to the Wombat, so we haven't seen them. So, no doubt they'll be coming over here one day.
I
Yeah,
have a feeling.
tonight was like questions and answers, exchange rates. That was it, really.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling that this next meetup in December, the first
Yeah,
Saturday, the first meetup at the Wombat in December is going to be the busiest one to date.
really.
Because, and here's why: so many people are coming back, and a lot of YouTubers, and it's just going to be rammed. I think it's going to be the busiest one. So
Yeah, I think there'd be.
it
Well, there normally is a good turnout, isn't there? But
well, this last one, I'm trying to think. Trying to
whenever
think which.
whenever Chocolate Man's there, it's going to be rammed. Because he is just a magnet, and Jam's getting that way now as well.
Right, but and that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people starting to come into their own, and there's a lot of up and comers coming in here now because there's a lot of people that have been kind of on that cusp that were kind of doing their thing in America during the lockdown, and they really didn't have a
Yeah,
chance to really push their channels. But if you look at
yeah,
everybody that Richard has been promoting lately, every single one of them, these are all channels with like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and less. And some of these
yeah,
people are really putting together good content. B,
yeah.
they're editing, like the game is being taken up a notch or two.
I
And
must admit,
some of the guys,
your editing on the food channel is that's a different level. That is,
and you see, and I don't think it is.
and
I'm
I can
sitting there
actually even
going,
tell the difference between your first one and your new one.
yeah. Well, and see, and I don't even put myself because let's take Alex for instance. Look at the work Alex is putting out. Just not even his entertaining content. Just look at the work by itself. He's putting together some really good work, like his
Yeah,
editing,
yeah, yeah,
everything. So you start looking at that. You take into the account. I mean, he's almost hitting the trifecta. He's putting together good content, good content, good editing, and he's got a good-looking Thai woman on the
yeah,
feed. So I mean,
yeah,
he's hit the trifecta there. And we've
yeah,
talked about it before. I said March, he's going to be at 30,000. I don't know where he's at now. I haven't checked in a while, but I'm willing. I would be surprised, and I really do think that there's going to be some people that give a lot of these guys around here a run for their money on subscriber count.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
the other thing that I see a problem with is everybody's going to be fighting over content. Um, I can kind of remember there were some of the more popular YouTubers. One of them said something like, I think it was a banter between Kev and Nick. Kev said, "Oh, I've got a video I want to do in a couple days or something like that." And Nick asked him, "Well, what's it about?" He says, "Well, I'm not telling you right now. I don't want you to copy me." He says, "You can do it a month after me." And they were bantering and joking around, but there's a lot of truth to that. You know,
yeah,
it's you're going to get a lot of stuff here. That drum's going to get played out for the most part, and that's what I kind of worry about a little bit. That's why I liked what we're doing with the people that we're doing. We've niched ourselves into a market that's got endless content. There is no way that we're going to run through all the restaurants in this greater
oh,
Pattaya area.
well,
I don't want to say it's impossible, but we could do one a day or two a day and be
yeah,
busy for the next 5 years.
yeah, 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 yeah. Well, we only do two a week, so it's like it's
Well,
not
what I'll
too.
probably do is I'll probably up it a little
Hey,
bit. I know I said I wanted to start hitting up, do more shorts on the days that we weren't doing, or days I just run down and go grab breakfast somewhere. But there's
yeah,
a few places that I want to hit that I know that you probably won't come along because it's going to be afternoon times or night times, and I know that you've got some prior commitment. But definitely, Tuesdays and Fridays seem to be our day, and then I'm going to
yeah.
try to sprinkle in some stuff
Are we
in
going
the mix
Friday or
here
is
and
it
there.
Thursday this week? I can't. Is it? It's Tuesday and Friday. Yeah,
Tuesdays and Fridays.
yeah, yeah. So we're meeting up at this week. We can say where we are this week. Yeah, Peaky Blinders on
Yeah,
Tuesday,
Peaky Blinders.
and then
What do we got? All seven people in the chat.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Six, and one's including me on. So we got five people there, and one of which is already coming. And if Joe wanted to come and fly all the way from, um, he wanted to fly all the way from Arizona, by all means, Joe. If you want to meet us up, Richard too. If you want to fly from San Francisco, we'll be at Peaky Blinders on Tuesday, and
yeah, yeah,
no problem on the email. So I understand
yeah,
that you probably got thousands of people wanting to jump on the show now.
yeah, 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 yeah. He's got somebody. He's Greeny's on there on the 10th. And what it is, Richard, we meet up with Greeny once, twice a week. He actually comes with us on the restaurant tours.
Yep. But if he watched the last video, he might have figured that one out because Greeny was our guest star. I'm gonna have to give Greeny some shit over that. Um, I forget what the watch was. The one, and probably my own fault because I didn't put Greeny in the title. I just said, as always, we have a special guest. It's kind of surprised when you hit it. But I got Greeny on there, and Greeny's leveraging 10,000 subscribers. He's got a pretty
Yeah,
good little fan base. He's pretty well known amongst the YouTube
exactly.
community here for the most part.
Yeah,
And we've only got 50 watch views with Greeny, so I'm gonna have to give him some crap on Friday and be like, "Man, I put you on there to see if I could lift my numbers a little bit. You got me 50 views."
Richard was saying the graph was a hit. Yeah, I saw it on the show because I watched the replay today. So
Yeah.
I fell asleep
Well, as
last
soon
night,
as I
bloody
saw the
8
graph,
o'clock.
I know those graphs. Usually I leave by then. That's normally when I check. Normally
I
I
send
say
you.
good night,
I
everybody.
will send
Tom's
you.
going to
I
put
will
up his
send them to you
graphs.
weekly. I will send them to you weekly. I'll send you the US dollar against the Thai baht weekly. Now I know the one you want. I'll send you that. If you ever want any other charts, then let me know and I'll do them for you.
Yeah.
You know,
So
I've only got four
so
charts tonight anyway. I've got that US dollar, which he's already got them anyway. Richard's already got the charts. Um, but the US dollar is just having a healthy pullback. That's all it is. Nothing goes up forever. When is the Sunday brunch coming? When you come over, Joe. When you come over, we'll go down to Casa Pascual. Yeah, what do
Casa
you think?
Pascal, we go anywhere Joe wants to go.
Yeah, we'll go wherever you
He
want to
said he
go,
was
Joe.
buying, remember?
Oh God,
I specifically remember Joe said
we
he
go
was
to the
buying when he
Marriott
came
then.
over.
Hello, Cobus. How you
So
doing?
he, yeah, Cobus in. Usual
Yeah.
suspects. Cobus too. Cobus and Joe, they really make the tours around for all the live streams.
Oh yeah, yeah. Cobus he works in the. I hope you don't mind me saying he works in the banking system in Malaysia. So
Mm,
it'd be quite interesting having Cobus here and Joe. It'd be quite interesting because Cobus has worked in the banking industry for ever and a day,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
then Joe's been working the markets forever and a day. But Cobus and his missus are good people. They are very, very nice, very, very kind, very gracious people.
It's
Pleasure to
funny as
meet them.
Joe sent over that link for um, the tutorial or the beginner's guide to forex trading, and I had it on my computer under a tab, and I didn't delete that tab for a while,
Yeah.
and and I restarted my computer the other day, and it of course deleted my browser and browser history or whatever. So it knocked out
If
all
you
my
want to send it
tabs because
over again,
usually I have about what's that?
you should have it on your Chrome history. On your history, it'll be there.
I regularly delete that Chrome I
history.
regularly delete that history. Come on
Oh,
now.
really?
I
Oh, I've
mean,
kept my
you
history.
got to delete your history. You got to delete your history. Who leaves their history up and running?
Me.
Yeah.
That's because I'm so bored. I only go into about 4 sites. I go into investing.com. I go into YouTube, Facebook occasionally, and I don't really go into a lot of sites, really, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know,
Well.
to be honest with you, YouTube, if you go to my about page, it's got the channels I watch and the channels,
Hmm.
it's got all the channels I watch. So it's got like the financial channels and the fun channels and the positive channels. And when I've done the financial ones, I watch over 20 channels a day on finance.
Yeah. What's amazing to me is like you get, and I do the same thing with the internet as I do with Facebook. I get down that rabbit hole and I'll go from looking up a football game, and the next thing you know, I've got a video I'm watching on how to make your semen stronger. And I'm like, how the did I get here? How did we, where was the bridge? Where was the bridge in all this? So that's just on YouTube. So imagine what my browser history looks like. If anybody watched their browser, if anybody looked at my browser history and my browser history alone, I would definitely make one of those what do they call it, registries. I'd have a sign
All
in my
right.
front yard on Halloween saying no passing out candy at this house.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, all my channels are just it's just YouTube I watch. Really, to be honest with you, I've got the IPTV, which is running nicely in the
Hmm.
background here, but I really don't. They're just talking about this guy here. This guy here in the background. I don't know if anyone can see him. He's on the CIA, FBI's most wanted list. He is. Yeah, he's ripped
Was that
people
the
off about it.
scammer that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw briefly on Google News when I was perusing through things.
Well, his cryptocurrency has gone right from I think it was $80 at one stage, but over the last week, it's gone from like $28 down to well, it should be zero by tomorrow.
Hmm.
It's if anyone's got any money in any crypto wallets, get it out
Well, remember
or
what
get
you and I
a
talked
wallet.
about months ago. I had I mean, just a little bit of crypto in Coinbase, and I pulled it out,
Yeah,
and luckily I did because it
yeah,
tanked even more. So it
yeah,
was a little bit of money. It wasn't much to write home about. It was like some leftovers from something, but I did the same thing.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that this show has
So,
actually been beneficial.
tomorrow, what's happened is because this one company's gone down, I believe it's going to be like a game of cards tomorrow. Deck of cards falling over, and I reckon
Hmm.
tomorrow, I honestly believe once the proper market's open, I honestly believe the crypto market tomorrow. I reckon crypto could be finished.
I don't think you.
Seriously, I reckon it could be finished. I
I
reckon what's
don't.
going on. I reckon the retailers will have no faith when you got people like Tom Brady, Beyonce, um, all the people, all these people would look up to. Tom Brady could be bankrupt from this. He's got that much money invested in that company.
Now, here's my question: have we gotten to
He-
a point to where crypto is too big to fail?
yeah, but it was big with fake money. It's not backed by anything. There's nothing. What's
Well,
backing
that's
it?
what we've always. That's been the number one argument all a long time, and that's what
Yeah,
all the big financials. I can remember when this crypto first started
yeah,
coming out,
yeah.
and a lot of your big financial people really didn't look into it, and they're going. Joe's answer and my question is it too big to fail? Um,
No,
and a lot of people were going, this is fake. This is nothing to it. This is fake money, And I know, and you and I both know the governments don't want crypto money. The only government that
no.
wants crypto money out there that's mining it like a banshee is
Yeah,
um, is North Korea.
yeah. And the drug cartels.
You're right, correct, and that's how they're trading a lot of their drug money
Yeah,
back and forth with the crypto on the black market. I mean, that's
Yeah,
let's just
yeah,
face it, that's stuff that the average person doesn't really give two shits about and doesn't know. And
yeah,
as long as they can go get their Starbucks lattes in the morning and go watch their kids play soccer on Saturday morning, they're all good
yeah,
with the world. But it's not all kittens and rainbows all the time. And that's what
yeah,
I looked about with Bitcoin. I always like to joke around and said it was a giant pyramid scheme. And as we
yeah.
all know, the pyramid is one of the strongest objects out there. I'm like, a pyramid scheme is great as long as you're at the top.
Is that me and you? Is that me and you on the eat out patio? We're on the top of the pyramid, so we're okay.
Yeah, but that's not a pyramid scheme yet. I'm,
No,
I'm I'm
no.
still trying to figure out a way of turning it into a pyramid scheme. If anybody knows how to turn Eat Out Pattaya into a pyramid scheme, please educate me, because it would be really. Can you imagine Tom and I's food bill? I mean, most people, when they do their budgets, I'm calling BS on Tom's budget because he's over there. Oh, we need this amount of money. My budget's getting ready to go through the roof trying to feed the big guy over here. I mean, what did we rack up just at the Indian restaurant alone at Masala Twist? Between the two of us, it
Uh,
was 1,300 baht for lunch,
yeah, it was. Yeah, 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 yeah.
which isn't, I mean, in retrospect, it really isn't that much,
No,
especially
and
compared to America,
what
not
was
for what we ate.
what was Friday? What was Friday?
Friday was
It was about the
the
same,
buffet
wasn't
at
it?
8. Yeah, it was
It was Dira. It was Dira.
8:52.
It
Yeah,
was
it
Dira.
was
Yeah,
Hataru. It was 8:52. So the best one that we've come in so far for value for money was Cheap Charlie's,
yeah,
and
yeah,
of course Casa Pascal. But I think that's what I'm going to do as well. Is I'm going to start keeping a side spreadsheet on what this is costing us every week to go out and eat.
yeah, yeah. Well, I'm having a salad and a dessert on Tuesday.
I am probably going to do the same. I'm hoping somebody else. I'm hoping a few people show up that way, because if you do a salad and I do a salad, that's not great content. I'm hoping Daz does a steak
Cobus
or
is off, I
something.
believe.
Yeah, see you later, Cobus. Thanks for
See you later
stopping
on,
by.
Cobus. He's just got his takeout. Oh, look at that! What a bastard!
Yeah.
It's made me feel
Um,
hungry now.
yeah.
I've already
So we're
eaten.
gonna have to convince old Daz to get a steak on Tuesday. I don't think we'll have to twist his arm too hard.
No, there'll be a few people there anyway. Gordon Tickle's coming on Tuesday.
Really, Gordon's gonna be in again?
Yeah, Gordon's coming down on Tuesday, and there's you got Richard. He's coming as well. Who else is coming now?
Robbie. Robbie should be there.
Robbie. Yeah, Robbie. I'm trying to think who else is there. Kevin's coming. Kevin, because I said, he said, what food did I do? I said, got quesadilla. He's never had a quesadilla, but I said, you better eat that. It's not spicy, is it? Quesadilla. The
Yeah, well,
quesadilla is not
Dad's saying
spicy.
he ain't much of a steak eater, so get the nachos, Daz. Get the nachos.
Yeah, just the nachos. It makes no difference. I think Gordon will have the steak because Gordon
Yeah.
really struggles to get a decent steak where he lives. So
Well, yeah. I mean,
it's,
I
it's
bet
just
you can get a
buffalo up his way.
a good rat steak or something.
Yeah. He just gets good buffalo up there, you know. Well, Mitch is up there now, and he's up that way now, and he's eating like buffalo and lizard and everything.
Um, Richard saying in Silicon Valley on his LinkedIn feed each day, it's downright depressing with all the layoff announcements. Hope it doesn't last. I can tell you this much, Richard. Go out to Texas. Of course, Raytheon, Whitney Pratt, they're getting ready to build a couple big factories out there, and they can't get enough qualified people to go to work. I'm not sure that you'd want to move to Texas, but hey, you don't pay sales tax or state tax on your income. That's
Yeah,
one of the. What is it that you don't pay in Texas? It is you don't get taxed on your salary. I believe someone might correct me if I'm wrong. You don't get state taxes on your
I think the
paycheck,
housing. I think the housing
but they get it on
taxes are
their
cheaper.
house.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
it's cheap. It's still cheap compared to. I think it's still cheap
California,
compared to
everything's
California.
cheap.
Yeah,
Everything's cheap compared to California. I've talked to
yeah,
guys
yeah,
up there. We compare taxes. I'll never forget. I was talking to a guy in New York. He had come down. We're all in Florida meeting up at a motorcycle rodeo, and I had one of the fellow rednecks there with me, and he lived on an old dairy farm. His um, his grandparents had passed away, and they divided up the old farm amongst all the grandkids and kids and everybody. So he had about 7, 8 acres, and he was um, well. That's
Breaking
kind of
news.
yeah. Well, Richard,
Breaking
your
news.
secret is safe with all 7 of us on the chats right now. Um,
I know, but the thing is, we get about 80 on the replay.
you're welcome for that. I'm buying the views for you. I figure if other people can do it, I might as well do it for you. I'm actually that's now the other secret's out. I've been going in and actually buying Tom's views. That's why he's up over 1,000 right now.
Oh, I thought it was my local mate buying them for me.
Nice try. Um, so we talked about property taxes. Now this guy's up on like I said, it was either 7 or 14 acres, whatever it was, old dairy farm, nice land. His kids hunted on the land, and he told us he was paying about um, he's doing about $800 a year in property taxes.
Yeah,
And the guy from New York said he had like a 1,400 square foot house with a yard in a backyard that he could cut with a weed eater and a sidewalk with a patch of grass. And he said he was paying I can't remember if it was 12 or $14,000 a year.
yeah,
And we all like just clutched our chest and was like, no wonder y'all salary are higher. I mean, your property taxes are enormous. It's like, holy shit. Like that's 14,000 a year. And I sat back and
yeah,
I was thinking, I was going, man, I thought I was getting hosed with like $1,800 a year.
yeah. And when you think if you own an apartment here, like a condo here, like we do, um, all we do is pay for our broadband, our water, our electricity, and our service charge. It doesn't come to 3,000 baht a month.
No, no.
So
But at the same time, they
the
don't,
cost of living in these condos is like living off grid.
right. And I understand there's a lot of services that you don't get here and there, but I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. Good Lord, I'm getting ready to walk into the rabbit hole. I can see it and I don't want to chase it down. But you know as well
Okay.
as I do that there's no services here, no
Yeah.
government services, and those things cost money. At
Yeah.
the same
Yeah. We don't
time,
pay local rates.
there's a
There's no local
there's
rates.
there's just an enormous amount of wasteful spending on our tax money at a local, state, and federal level. There's no
Yeah.
question
Yeah.
about it.
I think that's anywhere in the West. I think that's
Hmm.
America, Europe.
Well, it's just gotten
You know,
too
because
big.
well, yeah, because what it is, if you look at them in Europe, not for the UK now, but we're still paying them. But you've got so the Spanish, for example, yeah. So I can go with
Hmm.
the Spanish. Good evening, time to get going. How are we doing tonight? Um, so in Spain, they're paying for their local government and and their national government. And then on top, they're paying for the EU as well. The
Right.
country's bloody bankrupt.
It's
You know,
probably quite a few of them.
you know.
Jace is asking
But
what
that's good. So
services.
Richard's going to be the same time here as Joe, which is fantastic because that's going to be an amazing meetup. So I've
Yeah.
got to make sure I'm not travelling in February or March. I'll only be local, so that'd be good.
Jay
Um,
East, to answer your question, the services would be the same service that you would get on Soy 6-1, except you're not doing the giving. You're doing the taking. That's about our tax system.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, the trouble is, it's just big government, isn't it? Big government just overspend. They can't help themselves.
Right.
The more money they take, the more money they need to spend. They can't keep their budgets. If these governments were businesses, they'd all be bankrupt.
Right. You ever? I know I've told you about him, but have you ever taken the time to listen to George Carlin,
Yes.
the comedian?
Yes.
he was coming out with one of his bits, and he was saying, the government ought to come up with a book on where you can stick it. And he says, now that I think of it, a matter of fact, they do. It comes out on April 15th. I started laughing. I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
And
Joe
I was
says
like, boy, that's about
I write it
accurate.
off in my taxes as my office. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
You
yeah,
know,
you're right in your
to be honest with you, when people say what is, because there are certain people out there who don't know what a digital nomad is, and
mhm,
a true digital nomad is somebody who doesn't like big government, doesn't like big corporations, although they don't mind working for them. But when you're a contractor, like when I was a contractor working for blue chip companies, you're just a gunslinger. So
mhm,
the rate of pay you're getting paid is ridiculous amount. You're like the new oil worker. So if you remember back in the
right,
70s and the 80s when people were going working offshore, they said, "Oh, he works offshore, he earns loads of money." Well, the nomads have been like that since 2004 because, in 2004, I was on like over $1,000 a day as a
right.
contractor. You
Well, how
know,
do you get one of those
and
jobs?
on that, so as a nomad, if you move out the country, so then you move if you move to a country that's got like low taxation or they don't tax you at all, so if you're not in your own country, you can live literally tax free.
I know a lot of guys did that. I knew one guy that he was a an English citizen. He was from the UK, and he
Yeah,
went offshore and started working, and he worked
yeah,
offshore for 20, 25, 30 years. And
yeah,
every single time that he had his hitch away from offshore, he didn't go back home. He came here. So
yeah,
then eventually he started setting up a life here and then
yeah,
started buying condos. Like he bought condos in Cozy Beach and in Pratamac 15,
yeah,
20 years ago when these
yeah,
places were just being built.
yeah.
And now that he's retired, he says he's not retired, but he ain't been offshore in 2 years. And
Well, he probably doesn't need to, does he? And COVID's made him think. Like he probably
right.
worked up to COVID and then said he's done his numbers and he said, "Well, I've got enough to retire. I'm not working no more."
I think he stopped even before COVID.
Yeah,
But what I was getting at, we were talking because he was looking at something. We were looking at the news. I was here on holiday, and I said something. I said, "Man, why do you care about what's going on in America?" He says, "I care about what's good." He says, "What do you think all my money's in? It's in that greenback." He says, "I don't
yeah.
have any
Same as
British
me.
pounds or euro dollars." He says, "I've got all American
Yeah,
money." He says, "I care
same.
what goes on in the U.S. That's where
Yeah,
all my investments at. It's where my
yeah,
retirement's
exactly.
at." And I
Yeah,
said, "Really? That must, how did that?" And he kind of explained. He goes, "Ryan, I didn't pay taxes for 20 years." I said, "Really?" He goes, "No." He
yeah.
says, "In England, we can basically
No,
forfeit our citizen rights, and we don't pay." He
yeah,
says, "And then
that's
Thailand
right.
doesn't know that I'm living here because I'm only here 1 month
Well, they're
every
not
2 or 3
interested
months. I'm
anyway.
here 1 month." Yeah,
When you go and get your extension, when you get to your visa extension, so you do your first year, then you just expect extending every 90 days after that,
right.
and then you have to renew once a year, the 90 days, and it continues again.
Hmm.
But when you do that, all she said to me was, "Where's your money coming from?" And I just showed her one account, and she went, "Have you got any brothers?"
Well, with
That was it.
him, with
We was in and out in 20 minutes. We was in and out in 20 minutes.
yeah.
The visa, it's
Well, with
so
the
easy to get a visa here. It's so easy. It's stupid.
Definitely when you're over 50. With his case, he
Yeah,
was, he's been coming here for 20 years now or 20 plus years. I forget how long he
yeah,
told me. And he said, it's one of those, back in the day, it was so much easier. We
yeah,
used to watch the lady shoot two ping pongs out of her butthole instead of
yeah,
just one. You have to hear
yeah,
all the stories. You know how everything was so much better back then.
yeah.
I finally had somebody, really explain it to me. They're like, "Ryan, it was the Wild West,
It
but that's a
was.
good thing and a bad thing." They
It is
said,
like
"It's the Wild West,
you wouldn't go over
and
to
you
the
go
dark
down
side at
this
night.
road." Yeah, they said, go over the dark side at night, and it's truly the dark side. There's no lights over there. The infrastructure was crap. Pratamac didn't exist.
It
This,
was
Jomtien
dangerous.
was still fishing
It, it
village.
it was dangerous on the dark side as well.
Right. And that's
Yeah,
what they're saying. So they said, yeah, it's good, bad. I laughed my butt off when my buddy told me, he goes, man, he says, I remember being here in like 80, whatever. He says, and I went to
Yeah,
this little cafe that was run by Thais, and he says, they were so proud to say they had cheesecake. He says, and they came out with like this graham cracker with a piece of cheese on it. They said, there's the cheesecake. And he's like, you missed the mark. He says, I should have known better. He says, you automatically lower expectations around here. He says, but they didn't even come close. He says, but they were proud to say they had cheesecake. He says, they just didn't know what a real cheesecake was like we did. So,
yeah. Yeah, as JE said,
they had a
they used to have dirt roads. They used to have dirt roads on the dark side. This is only 14 years ago.
right. Yeah. So when people say, oh, da, 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 or my favorite is when I hear, you could get a bottle of Chong for 30 baht. I'm like, yeah. And that time too, you go down to McDonald's in America and pay $2.99 for a Big Mac
Yeah,
fry and a Coke. It's called inflation, dumbass.
yeah. Well, I
How much
remember
were you
living
making back then?
when I was living in Spain in the noughties, like say between 2000 and 2008 in Tenerife, you could comfortably live there on $1,000 a month.
Now you see, and I've heard Tenerife is up higher than giraffe nuts right now.
What as in?
Price.
Yeah, the prices are through the roof now. Now the prices are out
Yeah.
of control. Yeah,
That's what happens when you
that's
moved
the
out,
reason why I
Tom.
don't. It's the reason why I don't live there, because it's just too.
So you moved out and property value went up. That's kind of like me, when I stopped walking around in my whitey tidies around the neighborhood and moved out, housing went up.
Not. Yeah, the housing has gone up there in price, but I still think we're in a housing bubble, and I think the house prices are going to come down.
Uh, who knows? It's just one more thing I don't care about.
Well, yeah, well, it doesn't affect you because you sold your house and you sold it at the peak. Like
Right.
JE stuff that JE is selling his at the moment as well, So and Joe's not buying, and I know Robert's bought a few houses recently. Funny how they call it cola, cost of living adjustments. Yeah, there is like a cola chart, isn't there? Somewhere I'm sure I've seen it where everything's
Mhm.
priced against the Coca-Cola. I know
It's
you got
funny
that
you
on your
say that
iPhone.
because I'm trying to think. When I first got here, not a 10, but a bottle of Coke Zero was 15 baht or 16 baht.
Yeah,
16 baht. It's up to 19 baht now in a year, which we knew was going to happen, inflation.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and I
But
want
but
to
when
say
but when
when
you
I
look
was
at it,
holidaying here before, it was 12 or 13 baht.
yeah, and when if you go back to 2008, it used to be between 6 and 8 baht.
Yeah. I wonder if one day in about 20 years, if I'm still above the dirt, if I'm going to be walking around going, yeah, I remember Soy 6 when short time used to be 1,000 baht.
Well, you're going to be in for a shock because it ain't anymore.
Well, I realize that, but you imagine what it's going to be in 20 years if
Yeah.
it's still around. Stuff changes all the time. They
Well,
might
to
make
me,
this into Disney World.
the way I see that whole industry is the days of the 80s and the 90s and the noughties are definitely over, and the girls there now are all very well educated, a lot of them, and a lot of them speak
Yes.
English. A lot of them have got iPhones and Samsung phones, whatever you prefer, and they sort themselves out on Tinder, and they
And I'll tell you, it's nuts.
and they're getting 5,000-10,000 baht a night on that.
Mhm. Can I explain what short time is to Joe? I'd love to explain this to him.
Yeah, go on, explain.
So you see,
I
you have
can't
the
explain
birds
because
and the
I'll be keeping
bees.
background.
You have the birds and the bees, and when the bee stings the bird swells. That's good information there. No, short time is kind of like when you go to the library and you rent a book, and you just want to read the back of it real quick to get to kind of know the book real fast. So you just grab the book off the shelf, go over there in the corner, read the back of the book, and then go throw it back on the shelf. That's the best way to describe short time
Jay East
on
is
YouTube.
asking, saw a video about your neck of the woods, Tom. Beautiful area. You've been down here, though, Jay. Haven't you been down. What video was that? I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen that video unless it was one of mine. And
I think he might be taking the piss out of you.
oh, seriously?
Might,
And
it might be a video from your neighbor.
uh, have
Probably
you had a
outside.
chance to visit your new neighbour, Tom? No. I don't think I'll
It's
get an
probably a
invite
video. The
either.
guy's probably walking down the hallway going, you know what? All these people here are good except for the guy in this apartment. He's a real asshole. Yeah.
Oh, it's a killer.
So
Be careful, background man. Kid running around. She's still running around in the
that's
background. Isn't she?
that's the Jungle Book back there. That's Mowgli.
Yeah, it's Mowgli back there. That's Mowgli running
Yeah.
around.
Wait till she takes over. When Tom gets up and goes to the fridge for a beer, she usually runs over and starts waving at the camera. I'm like, everybody be
Yeah,
quiet
just
in
when it
case she puts on the
gets the
headphones.
headphones on. See,
If
the
she
thing
gets
is,
the
Rich,
headphones on, everybody go to something benign.
yeah, well, what's going to happen with this channel, Richard? Because she's already into the media with the GoPros and everything else. So eventually, when Anna's old enough, she'll take this channel over. And then she'll do with it what she wants. I won't monetize it, but I'm sure she will.
What will happen is she'll go back and delete all these videos and say, yeah, we don't need these two assholes on. They're like an anchor on a ship, just going across the Atlantic with an anchor on the bottom.
No, well, hopefully she'll do something with the channel. You know, she'll do. You know, she can do what she wants, can't she? You know, pimp her schoolmates or something. I don't know.
Well, and going back to the Thai girls, having a little bit of knowledge on the subject matter here because
Yeah,
I talked to quite a few of the oh God, how could we describe some of these live streaming guys? Yeah, we'll just say this. Uh, I know that they have multiple sponsors and boyfriends, and the treachery that they pull off, it is absolutely amazing because I
good
don't
luck to her, I
think
want to
a
say.
used car salesman could pull the stunts that they pull.
Yeah, I know, but
I
it's
mean,
worldwide, you know.
and I would be more impressed because I know about some of the money that some of them are taking in a month just on sponsors. I'm talking like 90,000 baht,
Yeah,
on
why not?
sponsors.
Good luck
But
to her.
then they just pissed it away on the most stupid shit in the world. I mean, these people, if you get a really good one that sends the money back home to to build the house or whatever, but you're going to love this one. We're getting ready to go down this rabbit hole. Gather around, children. It's story time. So you have one that is on a live stream, and I can't make this up. It's too good. Everybody, it's time for the Monger News update. So you have one that does live stream work, and she dances around, and she's quite attractive, and she's
Let's just
got
get a
like
beer.
3 sponsors. Yeah, I wouldn't take he's stepping away for this one. And she's got like 3 sponsors, and she's pulling in about 90,000 baht a month from the sponsors. So what do you think she does with her money? She then, in turn, pays 5,000 baht to have biblical relations. We'll say biblical relations, or what does Simon say? He says land of smiles. He calls it. Uh, Tom would know. Someone put that in the chat. Well, y'all get the hint of what I'm getting ready to say. She pays 5,000 baht to a Thai model to have relations. That makes sense to y'all? I can't make this stuff up. What is you've watched Simon Landis Smiles, his channel. What does he call it when he refers to biblical relations? He
What one's
calls it
this?
something. I always laugh when he says it because he tries to keep it clean for the most part.
Who's that? Simon. It's Simon.
Yeah.
I can't remember now.
Yeah. So
It's terrible when you get old. You can just your memory goes.
yeah.
Simon hasn't
They
done no
say
contact
memories
for
is
ages.
they say memory is the second thing to go.
Well, the first thing's already gone.
But I can't remember the first one. So
No, no. Simon, is Simon back again? No, I haven't seen him. Apparently, he's coming back next year. Rumor has it. Um, Hopefully, it's very. I think what it is, Bobby. It's very, very hard. A lot of people come here when they're very young, and it's just very, very hard to stay here the length of time. Um,
I resemble that remark.
I'm not being horrible to you. I'm just saying that you need a because you're studying. Yours is different because you're studying. Um, you sold your house, so you got the money anyway. But some people come here like with like I don't know,
Yeah,
hundred
but I'm not
thousand.
touching the money from the house.
No, but some people come here with say 100,000 baht. I think they
Hmm.
can stay here forever, and then it's just not the case.
God no, just the food bill alone for a month would probably
Yeah, like
knock you out.
Richard works. Richard works in IT, so
Mhm.
he's probably come across loads of like contractors, digital nomads, etc., things like that. And Richard will tell you, you can't come to Thailand, say, do a course, make yourself technically proficient, then try and get a job because people don't know you. And
No,
it's like Richard. If Richard was living over here, he'd be able to get work back in the States because he's got a reputation of work already in America. And it's the same as me. I can always get work in Europe, easy, no problem at all. But if I come in, I never had my IT background. I couldn't come here and
hmm
start being a digital nomad. It just doesn't work that way.
it you could. It's just a lot harder. I know some people that are trying to pull it
You
off
need
as
you
we
need
speak.
you need
So
serious money behind you.
I'm still here, by the way. I'm just getting up to go adjust. See, when I get up, I turn my camera off so you don't see the backside of my rear end.
But cookies come up to say hello. Look at that. That's what you call a soy cat.
Yeah, it's what you call expenses. They've got
And
me.
I,
They've
and
got
I
me
love him.
actually feeding the
Absolutely love him.
down at Foodland. They have the little packs of cat food for 12 baht a piece, and every time I go down there, I always pick up about five, six, seven, eight of them and drop them off down at the shop. That way they can feed my little buddy. And the only reason why I feed him is because he's like bit half the ladies. And they always say, he's like, oh, he bit me. And I'm like, that's a smart
Because he's
goddamn cat.
hungry.
He's never bit me.
Yeah, because he's
One of
hungry.
those, he don't bite
Cookie
the hand
goes.
that feeds him.
He does 2,000 baht a month on cookie, on food.
Yeah.
Um, Bobby's saying he started his business at the wrong time. It was such a shame because he built such a fabulous result. Um,
Did you ever hear from Zeekman, Tom?
no,
Um,
I didn't. I don't
you
know Zeke.
will.
Do you
Oh,
know?
you will. Yes, very well. I talked to Zeekman last night. He
Uh,
is in country. Him and another quite famous YouTuber are going to, evidently, they have a YouTubers convention meetup, and it's down in Phuket. And then he'll be up this way, I believe, next week.
all right,
Because I
okay.
was going to try to. Zeekman does Zeekman Travels. He's got a channel, Zeekman Travels, and then he also has Zeekman Eats or Zeekman. I forget the name. I'm subscribed to both of them.
Okay.
Um, he came in town last year, and I hung out with him then, about this time actually. And I tell you what, he does a lot of good food reviews, and he does the shorts. He likes the shorts like you because he's had a couple go semi-viral. Like I think one,
Yeah.
he was teetering right there on 1 million views on one of his shorts, and a couple others hit like 500,000. And I'm going,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man! I said, how the hell did you pull that off with a channel that's got 3,000 subscribers? You're getting a 500,000 views. That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, some people can. It's because they're editing and their content, and they've already got the subscribers, so he must have a lot of subscribers, has he?
Well, I have a feeling I'll have to talk to you on Tuesday about it. I don't want to come out on the show in case it doesn't pan out, but there's
Okay.
going to be a publicity stunt of a YouTube video coming out
Oh, really?
involving involving the one chip challenge.
One chip?
And you've never heard of those, the one chip challenge, where
No.
people, but Chuck did it back in Houston. He
All right. Okay.
it's basically it's like the Carolina Reaper pepper or one of them. It's a very hot
Yeah,
chip,
yeah,
and you
love it. Yeah.
basically eat it and see how long you can withstand it without drinking any milk or any beer or eating ice cream. And
It,
you might want to double
it's you.
you might want to double that number, sir or ma'am. Try again.
That's
His
Bobby.
YouTube buddy
That's
has
Bobby.
about
That's
500. He's got about. We talked about that on the show last week because I was saying who's the heavyweights here in Thailand. And of course, you got Mark Weens up there. If you want to say Mark Weens running about 6 million subscribers, and then you got a few Thai people. They're very good for it. And then you have, but all your low, and then CB Media is running around 468, four whatever. He's in the high fours. But Jason Rupp kind of shocked me a little bit. Jason's a heavy hitter, but he's not that well known amongst the Thai community or the
okay.
Thai, the Pattaya vlogging community because he does a lot of videos, around the whole world. But he's running over 500,000 subscribers, and this is where he got his start. Well, not his start. He'd been doing it for a while, but this is where he really blew up with his Ning Barber video and a few other videos here. This is where he really got put on the map. I Roam
Yeah,
Alone. I don't even know that one. I'm gonna have to look that one up, Jay East. That one's a
yeah.
new one on me. Usually, I'm pretty good about staying on top of shit.
I roam alone. 2 million subs. I
Yeah,
roam alone.
I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Yeah, yeah.
I've noticed I did watch CB Media the other day for the first time in a while, and came out with uh, he came out with a video basically saying because remember when he blew up his bike and everybody got pissed off at him and said they
Yeah,
were unsubscribing because he blew up the bike at
yeah,
the worst time he could have done it, and then
yeah.
the he said that he was just going to do car content from then on out, and that was it. He was a car guy. Well, he just
Yeah.
put out a video last week saying that no, he's going to do videos that inspire his intellectual creations, and he's going to do videos that he wants to do. So it could be a car video, could be a motorcycle trip, basically what he was doing before. Um,
All right,
so
okay.
you know,
So those guys are coming down here, which would be great.
well,
So and you're already in contact with them. So I take it they'll be coming to one of our dinners, one
I
of our lunches.
we'll talk about that off camera. I talked to Jason a while back. I had actually went out. It was either time he was at a one of my friend's birthday parties, or I think I went out and talked to him. We had dinner,
Okay.
and I said something. I said, "Hey," and I'd mentioned whatever, and he had mentioned a specific name. He said, "Is that guy going to be there?" And you'll know who it is because it's the guy I don't like as well. And I was like, "What? You don't
Okay.
like him either?" And him and I talked. We compared notes, and I went,
Yeah. Yeah. Fine.
"Gotcha, gotcha." He
Yeah.
goes, "Man, I don't even want." He goes, "Ryan," he says, I don't like getting around.
Yeah.
I
I
like doing my
understand.
own." He
Yeah.
wasn't
No.
he wasn't ugly. If you ever met Jason, he's what you see on camera. He's a hell of a nice guy. Hell of a nice guy.
Okay.
Both him and Zeke, man, just salt of
Yeah.
the earth people that are very, very laid back. And I think that's why we get along because it's just
Yeah.
like, okay, all right, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It'd be quite interesting to take them to a nice restaurant down here, and
yeah, yeah.
you know, it's,
Well,
it's
with
a,
Zeke, man, I've
it,
already
the thing is this lunchtime meetups they're quite enjoyable. They kind of like break up the
right.
week nicely. And,
Well, when we
that's
first
when
started
somebody contacted me and said, "Oh, can you meet me in the Wombat?" I said, well, "I don't really go there no more." Which no
Mhm.
disrespect to the Wombat or anything else, I just don't. I don't get a chance to go there because when I go over there to your way now, I'm going to a restaurant because I'm trying to get footage.
Right,
So I can't go
right,
to the
right.
Wombat unless I just pop in there.
Well, I can still go to the Wombat. I was there this morning. No,
Yeah, but
with
you
when I
live you,
started
you
the
live there. I live 45
right,
kilometers away.
right. Now, when I first started the channel, or we first started the channel, I jumped online and actually sent it over to Zekeman and said, "Hey," I said, "How about a collab when you get into town next month?" And He was like, "Yeah, definitely." So, we haven't ironed out anything specific or definite, but
Okay.
um, definitely getting up with Zeke, man, because he's been doing this for a while, and he's in that food niche as well, and
Yeah.
he he definitely
Well,
knows what he's doing more than me in
I
some
think you'd be
regards.
quite impressed with our food knowledge and our restaurant choices.
Hmm.
You know,
So,
and I say the cheap Charlie one, like my short. You know, when we went there, I done a short on it.
right, right, right.
I think my short on that's up to about 500. I think.
No kidding.
Yeah,
You know what? Really, I'm not going to say it aggravates me, but I just don't understand it because when I go to these YouTube meetups and someone
yeah,
says I'm a YouTuber or this and that, and I talk to them and I find out they're not a butthead, I say, "Oh, what's your channel name?" And I type it right there in on my phone. I'm like, "Oh, that's your channel right here," and they're always like, "Yeah, that's it." And I hit the subscribe button right away. I'm like, "Boom, there you go, no problem. You just picked
yeah,
up another subscriber." It literally, boom, hit the
yeah,
button. It's like this.
yeah,
Or if you're on a computer, you do this.
yeah.
How is it so hard to get people to do that? They're watching the videos because we all see the analytics of people.
Well,
Um,
I can't believe that it's the shorts that get you the subscribers. That's
yeah, but
why
we're not even.
all my shorts, I'm throwing them up to the cloud so you can get them and then you
Mhm.
can republish them.
Well, I didn't know if you were going to allow me to do that. I can do that sporadically over the next
That's
few
why I'm
days
putting them in
because
the
I did
cloud.
see a. Yep, yep. I just have to
Yeah.
go in and change the music and take off the monetized music.
Well, it don't make no difference on shorts.
Okay. I had heard that they were getting ready to monetize shorts at the first of the
Yeah, well, if
year.
that's the case, that's all you got to do is use the footage and just put different music to it.
Yep. So, and I'm with you. Time to get going. It's like the little red button. Slide the mouse up, hit click, and it does a world of favor to all of us. It really
Yeah,
does help out.
I don't know. I don't know whether it's because obviously I do YouTube, you know, YouTube videos and vlogs. I don't vlog so
Right.
much now, but I'm mainly just a short person and the live streams. But when when I go into people's channels, if I enjoy their channels, I always subscribe.
Yeah. I mean, it's like
Always.
what's the old Animal House saying? There's a beer. Don't cost nothing. It ain't gonna
Yeah,
cost you nothing.
I don't turn. I've got notifications on a few channels. I've got notifications on Recharge channel because it's only once a week. I've got notifications on maybe one or two more channels, pretty financial channels. But
Right.
other than that, I'm just looking at YouTube all day anyway. So I don't. I find notifications a pain in the ass. But I think the subscribe and
And
the like, like subscribe and
right.
like,
And I'll be
yeah,
the
it's really
first one to admit I'm bad about hitting the like button on the live streams. I'll be the first one to admit because I just had to go back and do it now for you. Why are you tripping? I love that one.
yeah. So if I hate shorts, if somebody posts too many shorts, I unsub. You understand? It is a combination. It is a combination. I do.
Right.
The trouble is because I've been here longer than a year now, and really was the story of like coming here, settling down into the school, and blah blah blah. I don't I don't tend to do like long vlogs.
Right.
Who can't wait to get to Thailand? I have notifications on for you guys. Oh, listen, let's have a look at your
Oh,
channel.
Joe, when you coming over?
Yeah,
When are
when you
the
come over, Joe,
thoughts?
go
We're kind of
to
flying
channel.
blind to guys' night. So if
All
anybody
right,
has any
okay.
questions or want to spur
I've just
something, ask a question.
I've just subscribed to his channel,
Hmm.
so I suppose he's waiting to get the. He's got 521 subscribers.
He's beating us.
Yeah, I know, but look
He's
at
beating
Jam.
my.
Jam had like 100 and. Please go to that channel, that link, and subscribe to his channel.
Yeah.
Regular Joe channels. It looks really, really good. It looks really interesting. That
Well, Jam told me. I talked to her the other day.
life in
She said
Mexico.
that.
So I'm going to like
what
that.
put her up.
Life in
Yeah,
Mexico is that's right
she
up
said
my
what.
street. That is.
Right, she said what put her up. What put her up is she did an interview with Paige from No
Yeah,
Time to Be Sad, and she said that got like a couple thousand views, and that's what just shot her subscriber count up. I said, yeah, that would do it. So,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, the reason why I do the shorts is like the reason why like today I've done a couple of shorts on this TFX on this TFX or whatever it's called or FTX
mm-hmm.
because anyone who's got their money in that company, you've lost it tomorrow. And I've seen 3 people online today lose over $500,000, including one person losing their entire pension fund.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
So I put that out there as a warning to people because you've got to be very careful about. Do you remember that time we was talking and somebody said, "Oh, can you teach me to be a trader like you?" Well, it just don't work that way. It just don't work that way. It just don't. And I'm not here selling courses or anything.
Well,
You got to,
trying to get over to regular Joe's channel and subscribe real quick. All right, just picked
yeah,
up
yeah,
another
yeah,
subscriber, Joe.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Joe, that Mexico content that will have me fascinated, because I love. I lived in Spain for like 30 years, and I love and adore Spain. It's in my heart. I love it. No 40
I had some
bar.
good times in Mexico. I had
Yes.
a monkey throw shit on me in Mexico.
Did you?
That's a true story. So we went on a
Right. So
cruise a while back, and I
Jay East is asking no 40 bar to the dollar predictions. I reckon I still reckon the US dollar is going to go to 40 baht, and the reason why it's going to go to 40 baht is This is just a healthy pullback, and Joe knows what that is. So this is a healthy pullback what we've got at the moment because it's just been going up since February. This is a healthy pullback, and you've got to look at the pound, you've got to look at the euro, you've got to look at the yen. They are in real trouble. Real trouble. They're on the verge of bankruptcy, and every time the Fed's putting the Fed rate up by 75 points, it's strangling their economies. They are literally bankrupt. The only place to have money at the moment is the US dollar. So although it's dropped down at the moment to what's it dropped down to like on there? So what we're talking
36 and
about?
a half or 37?
36 and a half? Yeah. So it's 36 and
I
a
don't
half.
know. I'm throwing
I
that out
said
there.
over the next week it'll go between 36 and 38 for the next week.
Well, Joe's predicting 43 by March. Holy
Yeah,
crap. I
exactly.
hope you're right,
Because
Joe.
Joe knows how bad the other economies are. Well, they're in so much
Hmm.
debt, and they just can't pay the debt. It's like everyone's basically bankrupt. Um, and even though you've probably got the worst administration in living memory or history in America, I'd still rather have my money in US dollars than euros or pounds or yen. Um, Sorry, what's this? Shorts is a fast way of getting lots of views and subs, but the problem is it kills your channel. They won't watch long form content afterwards. Yeah, you probably got a point. It's a point of getting the balance really. Um,
Right.
See what we find is when we go out and we do these dinner ones, um, you don't we photograph all the food or most of the food, but we don't want to be sitting there putting cameras in people's faces and explaining what the food is. It's easier just to show the food
Well,
rather than
the other
because
thing it is
there's loads of private conversations going across the table.
right, right. It
Is
well
that is that right? Is that
yeah,
correct?
regular. I'm looking at the comment. Is it difficult to get to Thailand without the full vax? That's why I stopped trying to get. Someone will correct me, but I believe that Thailand is wide open now. I think that you can basically get in here pre-COVID conditions. I don't
Yeah,
think you have to show a vaccine card or a
yeah,
test or anything. I'm not 100%. Look it up. preferably
Yeah,
at
you don't
a
need no
government
vaccine.
site.
You, you don't need no vaccine
Well,
here
I
to
know you
get
don't
in.
need a vaccine. I don't know if they don't need a negative COVID test. I think it's wide open now. I
No,
think it's,
no, they don't.
full
They don't
steam
need
ahead.
nothing now. Yeah, full
Nothing.
stream
Just come
ahead.
on
They
in.
don't, nothing.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's good. I'm glad to.
they don't.
I
Like
I
if you're
thought
coming
that
from
was
Europe,
it.
if
I
you're
just
coming
couldn't
from Europe
remember.
or the UK, they don't test you at the airport. They don't test you here.
Good deal. Good deal. I thought that was the case. I just hadn't looked in a
Yeah,
while because it didn't apply to me anymore.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm
Yeah.
like no
Even
more.
Robert Mack saying wide open.
Yeah, but yeah, why? Yeah, why are you tripping? You here at the moment? Why are you tripping? You here at the moment, or are you still in the states? Uh,
The only thing you really need, regular Joe, is condoms and lube in no particular order.
all I need is milk and
Yeah.
food. You know,
Now they say the
great.
flights are coming down a little bit.
Well, they should come down as the
Um,
oil comes down. If the oil don't come down, then the flights ain't going to come down.
Joe, there is no absolute best month to be here. Every month is a great time to be here. It just
Oh,
depends on, I mean, that right there to say what absolute best month to be there is like asking, how much money do I need to take here? Of course, everybody's going to say January most probably is absolute best month
yes,
because
why
the
not?
weather's a little nicer down in here in Pattaya, but it depends
Yeah,
on where you want to go. You could get up into Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai area, and all of a sudden they've burned the crops come February, March, and it's smoky all day.
yeah,
You could
yeah,
catch you could come here in July where the weather is comparable to what it is in America, then all of a sudden it rains on you a few days. I came here in October before, and if you remember this past October, boy, did we have some rainstorms. And then I've
yeah,
come here before in October, and it was great. Um,
yeah. Jay's
I'm
saying
trying
the
to think.
flights are coming down in February. You know,
Yeah, see,
I
I
know the
always used to
flights are
come out.
expensive over Christmas.
Yeah, how much money do I need?
Who's this?
Around
Who's
eight.
asking?
Time to get going. If you're finding flights around 800 round trip, that's getting back to what they used to be. I don't know if you're coming out the
Yeah,
West Coast or out of a major hub.
yes, correct. Yeah, so
So
while you're tripping,
yeah.
that is correct. When you come in at the moment, I had a friend who come in, a friend and a subscriber who come in nearly 2 weeks ago, and he just went straight
Mhm.
through, and he was in
Yeah.
and out of customs within 15 minutes from
Did you
getting off the
see now?
plane. He was out in
If he
15
would have got
minutes.
it, if he would have done that a couple days ago, it wouldn't have been no 15 minutes. Did you see that picture that they had? They said 50,000 people
Oh,
came through Suwanapum the other day.
yeah,
50,000. They said that was, they said pre-COVID numbers used to hit around 60,000 a day.
yeah.
And
But that's for
so
that conference, isn't it? That's for the APEC conference, yeah.
I don't know if that's going to have that. I don't know if that
Well, it's
drove
this
the.
week. So what happens is all those people are coming in, and so you
Mhm.
got all the security, all the people coming in advance of the VIPs. They all come here to set it
Right.
all up for them. Sweep all the
Right.
because they have to sweep all their rooms with bugs and shit like that. You know.
See, Robert Mack is speaking my language right now. He says, time to get going. You can fit in economy. Unfortunately, some of us fly premium economy or business. We can't fit. I I
Yeah,
cannot fit in cattle class, not comfortably. One of the last times I sat in cattle class was on Eva Air. Now I love Eva Airlines. If anybody's
yeah,
flown it, I think Daz and I talked about it. But I sat next to a Chinese lady or Taiwanese lady, wherever she was from. I think that she thought she was 7 foot tall, 800 pounds, because she sat in the chairs like this, wanting to stretch on out, and she looked like she was about 5 foot nothing, maybe 100 pounds soaking wet, if
yeah,
that. And she
yeah,
wanted to take up her chair and half of my chair, and she wanted to make sure that she was going to dominate the space. And I want to be like, listen, lady, you see me struggling over here. I'm
yeah,
dying. I'm halfway out in the aisle. And it's
yeah,
killing me. So Eva's one of the first one I stepped up to the premium
yeah,
economy. And you just, once you step up to premium economy, you can't go back to the back again, not on those long haul flights.
yeah,
My
yeah.
general rule is, and if I'm flying
Well,
solo, anything over 3 hours, I'm going up to the front of the plane.
the reason why the
Jay
flight's
Ish,
tripled. the flights have tripled over the last few months is because of the oil price. Because they're not making a big thing of it, but if you remember a few years ago, like the oil price was around $50, $60. The oil price now is fluctuating, and the aviation fuel around $100. So
Right.
that's got to be the biggest thing for the flights is
She
the
wasn't
oil.
big enough to put her armpit in my face. I tell you what I did do is I was able, I don't know how I pulled this off. I must have looked like a contortionist because I was able to turn sideways in the chair and kind of have, it was, 777. So you got three, three, and three. So if picture this is the aisle seat. I'm sitting in the
Yeah,
aisle seat. So I turned this way and was able to get my head and put the seat back a little bit so I could
yeah,
try to get some sleep, and my butt was sticking to her, so I probably cut a few on the sleep in this. I heard I fart in my sleep, so I
yeah.
took my revenge.
Yeah, I think it's I always fly either air, and we go premium economy because you're only paying another like $200 more for it.
I flew Eva Air in that cattle class from George Bush International Airport, which is Houston, Texas, all the way to Taiwan. 15 hours and 58 minutes.
Was that
Flew out at
direct?
1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, from Houston to Taipei. 15 hours. It fluctuated. You just say 16 hours. Sometimes a few
Okay.
minutes
Yeah,
faster. Just depends on
yeah,
how much they hit the gas and jet
yeah.
stream
The
stuff
wind.
like that. But it
Yeah,
averages around 16 hours. I remember, and it leaves out about 1:30 in the morning, or it used to. That was the route it used to take. I remember
yeah,
we get up in the air. Of course, they do the thing.
yeah,
They throw that snacks at you, or they throw the first meal service. And Eva's got a great meal service. They even come around, coffee
yeah,
and tea. They got a touch of wine. You drink a little white or red wine, a little house wine or a little plain wine, whatever you want to
yeah,
call it.
yeah,
I sat there, popped some pills, took the good old sleeping aids,
yeah.
and went to sleep. You wake up, and we had traveled for 8 hours, 8 hours on that plane, and we were only halfway there. I looked at it, we were in the Bering Straits over Alaska, and I went, "Oh my god!" So I can remember I was doing laps around the plane in the back. I was walking up and down. That was the most miserable flight that I think. I take that back. I had food poisoning on the way back home once. That was the most miserable flight,
Oh, right.
but
Okay.
at least I had decent seats.
Yeah, I've had. What have I had? I've only had good experiences, really. I won't fly with British Airways again. I think that's terrible. But either Air and Thai Airlines, I think they're both very, very good.
Yeah. Well,
But,
the last time
but
when
I
I flew
can't see
back
myself
home,
flying for a long time.
no. When I flew over this last time last year, um, I flew American Airlines out of Dallas to Tokyo,
Yeah,
and I was sitting up in business, and the
yeah.
flight was empty anyways for the most part. It wasn't empty; it had a few people, but it sure as hell wasn't full. But I didn't care. I had my own little cubicle pod up there in business, so if you would have seen me, I put my hoodie on and I put this faux mask over it. So I didn't have a mask with the elastic. I had one that like the surgeons had that you tie up in the back. So I
Oh, so you
probably
got
looked
a
like one of
bandit.
those cowboys and Indians. So it sat on my face right here, but it stuck out to there. So they couldn't say anything to me because technically I had a mask on. So I think I kind of looked like
Yeah,
the Unabomber.
yeah, yeah. And the thing is, Jay, is as well. Just remember as well, we've got another inflation report before Christmas.
Another inflation report.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we
No,
just
not
had one,
quite
which
the.
it's 7.7, and they're saying it's good. So the market gained 1,000 points on Friday because of it, But it was all bullshit. It's terrible
I'm trying to
because
see. I've never gone to Vietnam.
medical insurance in the states is going through the roof. They said it was only 5.5%.
Oh, I can only imagine. It was higher than giraffe nuts before. I can only imagine
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
is now.
yeah,
I'm trying to find
yeah.
a
But I like.
picture of me on the flight. I took a selfie.
Oh, really? Did you? I try not to
Me and my
photograph.
hoodie with my mask on. It looked like I was getting ready to go rob a bank. I'm surprised they didn't like try to check me
So
from getting to
they
the.
flew to Kuala Lumpur to London Air Asia for $200 back in the day. Most the amazing flight, yeah, I can imagine. So, so when you come over at Christmas, where are you staying while you're tripping? You down our way? Are you? You down in sunny John Tiem or? Oh
That's
God, you're
me
like a
on my
bloody
flights.
terrorist, like fucking Taliban.
But you can see the mask is not even close to my face there. But
You're
I was
like a
all
bloody
nice and comfortable in my little
Taliban.
blanket.
You're like one
Yeah,
of these like Amber sex parties or something, you know.
yeah. Had my little blanket pulled up, and I was ready to go. So
The
I
only
didn't care what
reason
happened.
it started in Vietnam is my wife. That's the house. Yep, yep. Stuff's the orphanage. Yeah, so Robert always goes to Vietnam first, and he pops over to us. And Jay East is here at Christmas as well, or just after.
I tell you what, I did enjoy Vietnam,
You
and
ever met
everybody
Jay
that
East?
I've
You ever met Jay East yet? Have you, Ryan?
only online,
Only online. Yeah,
only
yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. So when you come over, Jay East, we'll meet up in January. Yeah, we'll definitely meet up. You can come to one of our suppers because I
Lunch
know you
bunch.
like fine food. Well, no, because
Yeah.
he's really high up in the restaurant business,
Mm.
so he actually understands good food. You know,
So we'll take him to Cheap Charlie's.
I think he likes cheap Charlies.
That is, as I said, there's nothing wrong with Cheap Charlie's. There is nothing wrong with Cheap Charlie's. Let me just clarify,
Yeah,
but don't tell me it's gourmet.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. Like the islands
it's
in
like
January. The islands in January, I really like Samet in January. I love Samet in January. So that you're really travelling while you're tripping. So you might be travelling so far, we might not see you.
back to Vietnam though. Everybody that I've talked to recently that's been to Vietnam, I have not heard one person say one bad thing.
Yeah. Have you thought any more about Christmas Day at all, or really closer?
Not for lunch. I mean, we're getting to the point now where I'll just set up a table outside 7-Eleven down there at Pratamac at the bottom of Pratamac. They already got the tables. We go get ourselves some ham and cheese sandwiches and sing
Well,
Christmas
toasted.
carols and yeah, toast some toasties. Go get some
The most
toasties, a bag
the
of
most reason,
Doritos, and a Coke Zero, and I'm a happy guy.
the most reasonable one I've seen is the Sportsman.
I've been to breakfast, Christmas dinner at Terra Court before. O'Gara's right there,
Okay, interesting.
and it was
'Cause
good.
that's an Indian now, though, isn't it?
No, no, not at all. That's still Irish. That's still an Irish pub.
Is it?
Yeah,
Because they've
O'Gara's right
refurbished it,
there. They
haven't
got
they?
a
It's not the same as what
no. It's
it
still
used to have. It used to have like a round bar, and everyone used to sit on the outside. You know,
still does.
a good
I
Christmas.
have to.
See, that's the trouble. We might have to do a Christmas roast review.
I There's just too many options out there. I'm sure everybody would love to. I tell you what, if someone sends us money, we'll go up to the Hilton. Well, what did we look at? We looked at one place and it was like 4,000 baht for Christmas, and Tom and I are like next because for me to come off the money is not bad, but you got to realize with Tom, it's 4,000 times three. You know,
No, no, no.
because
It's only
he's
going to be
got
me Christmas Day.
Tom. I was trying to pour mouth us here. Come on, man. We're trying to scam people. Remember earlier when I say we were trying to
Oh,
scam? I'm trying to
all
scam
right,
our
okay.
loyal subscribers here.
No, no,
We're not.
Anna
It's
and
not working
Brian won't
out
be
for us. We're going to have to find another line of work.
there. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah. No, I think the Sportsman could be okay. You know, I think it could be. If we do it, we need to book it for 12 o'clock. You need to get in and need to be the first ones in there, so you
Well,
can
the
get up there
big,
and film it all. You know, you can film it all at the beginning. You know, it's 1,200
I tell
baht.
you what, Jay East might be on to something there. I didn't even read the second half of it, but I do like the Queen Vic.
Okay, should we check that the Queen Vic out then?
The Queen Vic is I remember when they used to do that buffet on the Sundays because we used to. It was called Soy Six Sundays. So we'd go eat down there at the Queen Vic, and they always had the nice roast. They had like the nice um, Irish sausages. They had all the turkeys, the this or
Yeah,
not turkey, but they had the roast. They had everything. The hams. They had the mashed
yeah,
potatoes. It was
yeah.
the soups of the day, and usually a little group of us would go, and then we'd go wander around outside. Well, the problem was with me, you can guess what happened. I'd go overeat at the buffet, spend about 2 seconds in a bar, drink half a beer, and say, "All right, guys, I got to go home. I'm done.
Really.
I can't drink anymore. There
Yeah.
ain't
Well,
no
that's what I'm feeling about Christmas Day because Christmas Day I'm only going to eat because no, sorry, Christmas Eve I'm going out with Carbo. Christmas Eve. You can come if you want. I'm going to be staying in patio on Christmas Eve. I think.
gotcha. So yeah, we can do. I'll look
You know, I
into it.
got.
We got a month. We do have a month. This is bad when we're planning out our food meals a month in advance.
And well, it just shows you the type of life we lead here, isn't it? It's just
Yeah,
I know if we're going to get into the Sportsman or the Queen Vic, we need to book. We need to book early because if not, we won't get in.
I. It's kind of like what I was waiting for Richard to make that joke yesterday because I watched these and he asked Fern on the channel. He said, and Fern subscribed to our channel. She subscribed to our channel prior this week. It showed up on our little timeline. So if
Oh,
y'all
really?
don't get a chance, repay Fern and go give her a subscribe if you have not already. I think she said she's going to
Oh,
change the
Robert's
name
going to
to
be there as well.
Fern Unfiltered. Robert, sign on parts. I will see you at Louis Cabo party. Oh, nice. Um,
Rob, have you booked your hotel,
so
Robert? Jay East has got snow outside. Oh, can you take a photograph, Jay? Send it to me, please.
I
If it
don't like the
covers.
cold, but I haven't felt the cold in a year, and it's been
No,
so
Anna
nice.
loves it. Anna loves the snow, doesn't she?
Yeah,
She keeps on saying to me, Daddy, take me back to England where I can eat the snow. And I think, we don't really snow in England. Now, where we
just
lived in
tell it
the
not to
UK,
eat
we
the
didn't.
yellow snow.
Yeah. So, Robert, you're coming to Lewis Carbo's part. Where are you staying, Robert? What hotel are you staying in? Well, I tell you what, don't put it on. Just send me a text. Yeah, because I know Lewis is having security at the party.
Security.
Yeah,
Oh, you'll have to fill me in.
yeah. Well, it's just the world they live in, isn't it? You know, because Mitch is going to be there and all the personal death threats against him, etc. Carbo's employed security.
Hmm.
Carbo's a good man. You know, he's a really good guy.
What time we wrapping this up tonight?
Whenever you want. I'm easy.
I've kind of
I'm easy. I'm not doing a lot. You flagging?
easy like Sunday morning, huh?
Easy like Sunday evening.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've had quite a few in the chat tonight. It's been quite good. It's been quite a lively chat, really. Shame more people don't join the panel. I don't know. I don't know why more people don't come on. Mate, we used to get more on.
I guess I scared everybody off.
We don't
What
get
did
no
Richard
trolls,
said?
do
I
we?
had a sultry voice. That's the first
Yeah,
time I ever heard that.
yeah. So Robert's here for Christmas. Yeah, so it's the Christmas day. That's what we've got to sort out. It's the fucking hell. It's really hard, you know. Like the Sportsman's 1,200 baht, you know, which is
I
not
wonder
really
if
a
the
lot of
you
money.
know who's got a big restaurant that I wonder if what is that Caddy Shack out there off of Threpesit? It's Threpesit to you go down Threpesit, take a left on I forget it's the cut through, and you got the Caddy Shack down there.
Oh yeah,
It's in English, but I think it's Caddy
that's quite
Shack.
famous for the
It's a
Sunday
big
lunch. Isn't it?
place.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
famous for Sunday lunch.
I've been down there for their breakfast. It was good food, very good food.
Yeah. I've never eaten in there, but I had a friend who used to eat there a lot. Um, It's a real tough one. You going to come to Carbo's party? J East Robin Hood Tavern. Yeah, I think I had a look at that. I think it was a bit expensive.
There's going to
Rise on,
be a
rise on the
there's going to
budget.
be a, what's that?
No, he's saying Robin Hood Tavern in the Avenue. You know, Robin Hood.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm good. It's Christmas, so I don't really care. I'll go
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
damn Hilton. I don't give a shit. But I know the Hilton's got a dress code on Christmas, and I don't feel like
Oh,
putting on
well, we
jeans.
ain't gonna pass it. The trouble is, when it comes to vlogs, I've definitely got to do the vlog to the man that doesn't own a pair of shoes, a pair of trainers, a pair of trousers, a jacket, a jumper, a suit,
Right.
a tie, or a long sleeve shirt.
Now, Jay East, you're going to knock that Terminal 21 food court, but I was down there the other day, and I forget what the missus had. I wasn't hungry. I was just there to get some ice cream, but for whatever reason, we went to the Terminal 21 food court, and I tell you what, it was good. I even said, man, I should have made a short on this or whatever, or done a little
Yeah,
video. It I thought it was better
yeah,
than Central.
yeah. Well, but there's a food stall in Central, and they do some superb food there. Superb. Message delivered. Right, let's have a look.
I will
Here we
try
go.
to think of a place. Now, they always got Peaky Blinders. You can talk to ET on Tuesday.
Oh yeah. Hey, did you speak? You spoke.
What?
Did you speak to ET?
No, I said on Tuesday we can always speak to ET on Tuesday about Peaky for
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. Just checking something.
Priorities. Priorities.
No. It's a friend of mine. He's not very well at the
Well,
moment.
I'm saying it's like
Um,
last week we talked about budgets, and this week for probably 15 minutes we're trying to decide on where the hell we're going to go eat Christmas dinner.
yeah.
Priorities. We're getting our priorities straight, people.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you got Peaky
I
Blinders.
still like the Queen Vic idea. If the Queen Vic's got I think that would be wonderful.
Yeah. If we do the Queen Vic, I'd like to go and try the Queen. The Queen Vic does a buffet one day, doesn't it?
They do a buffet on a few days. They do a Chinese buffet on Friday nights, I believe. I'd have to look at their Facebook page.
I don't mind going down there to a Chinese buffet on a Sunday night. On a Sunday,
I think it's Friday night
any night.
though.
On a Friday night, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'd have to take a look at. They're pretty good about updating their little Facebook and telling you when stuff is. Um,
Yeah.
Robert Mack, you don't
Yeah.
want to bring your wife down to Queen Vic on Soy 6 for Christmas?
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, he would. I know he would. He would bring her down.
You can go have dinner at the Queen Vic and go have dessert at the Y afterwards.
Look, what happened was we went to a Thanksgiving last year, and I won't say where because the restaurant is normally very, very good.
Yeah, I
But
remember.
I was very,
that would have been on my list.
I was very, very, very disappointed with that. It was a buffet, and we paid 1,000 baht, and it was poor. Like it was like. I know 1,000 baht's only $26, but fucking hell, it's an ounce of silver for fuck's sake.
Right. 1,000 baht. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I guess about an ounce of silver right now.
Which I don't mind when it's quality, when it's
right.
Toto Indian restaurant. To be honest with you, Joe, I haven't been to Toto Italian restaurant. Hello, Jam and Mike and Neil. How you doing?
Jim.
I haven't been to Toto. Is that on Beach Road?
I don't know which one Toto is.
Toto.
Hey, if all else fails, Tom, we've always got Istanbul
we're
kebab.
talking about where are we going to eat Christmas Day? Where are we going to eat Christmas Day? So I think we've recognised it's going to cost us £1,000 week Christmas Day. Yeah.
I'm thinking it might turn out more than that.
Yeah, yeah. So it's going to be under 1,500, isn't it?
Who knows? It's
You're not taking
Christmas.
your wife. You're not taking your girlfriend. Yeah, you're not taking your girlfriend.
No, I have to. I'll see her that night. They have a little party at the shop where my
Yeah, well,
presence
they
will
don't
be
celebrate it, do they? They
inspected.
don't celebrate it, like, you know.
Let me explain something to you about celebrating and not celebrating stuff. I brought up Valentine's Day because I was treading in some waters there and I wanted to make sure I didn't get myself in hot waters. And I was told we don't celebrate that shit until they found out that you get gifts from it. And then
Yeah,
all of a sudden, oh, yeah, we know all about Valentine's Day. Oh,
yeah,
that's a great holiday. I was like, oh, you found out. So we'll celebrate anything that makes Ryan um, part with some bot in his back pocket.
yeah. It's the
That
same
is
with Pride,
the,
really. You know, like, Pride doesn't
yeah,
celebrate Christmas, but she always says, "Oh, it's Christmas. You better take me to the gold shop."
yeah, pretty much. Um, Now, yeah, they're willing to celebrate any Western holiday that would be beneficial, but that's not a Thai lady. That's going to be a lady in general. I did find out some tidbit information, and I'll share this with the class and see if anybody else has encountered this. I was told that in Pattaya, it is bad luck to send your girlfriend flowers.
Well, that's what I said to my wife.
I don't know if that's Pattaya or if that's a
No, I've said it to all the wives
or a
around the
Thai
world.
thing.
No, I've never sent a girlfriend or a wife. I had one girlfriend once, and she said to me, "To be honest with you, Tom, you're not very romantic." I said, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Well, you never send me flowers." I said, "Well, you're not dead, are you?"
Yeah, well, and that's what I was told here as well. They said, because there's a lot of superstition. So if a guy sends flowers,
Yeah,
it's basically there's a breakup, ensuing quickly. So
yeah,
I was warned
yeah.
against that. So no flowers there. I was like, well,
Yeah,
shit,
no
there just
flowers.
went my old trick.
Gold always
Um,
works. Gold always works.
cash works as well. Cash or gold.
Yeah, no, the missus don't cash. She just wants gold. So because she knows I'm going to spend a lot more on it. So,
Right, right.
um,
So,
well,
yep.
I don't mind. So basically, she gets gold on her birthday, gold at Christmas, and gold every month. So she don't do too bad.
Seeing Jam is saying no flowers for her too. I
Yeah,
hope that's Meow and not Jim. Because if it's
ask
Jim,
me,
I'm
ask me
definitely
out.
not
Because if,
sending.
if not, it'll come up as Mike. Mike
Yep,
must be laying there relaxing.
yep. So
I've got 12 thumbs up though.
you're welcome. I paid for 5 of them.
That's what I need to do. I need to pay for views. Oh my god.
If you start
Oh.
paying for views, we might as well just start the OnlyFans page.
Oh. Well, the
Yeah,
thing is, like Jam, she's just smashing, isn't she? She's absolutely smashing it.
yep. And that's what
I honestly see Jam the way Jam's going. I honestly believe I can see her channel going to 100,000. I
very
reckon she's going to
possible.
out. I reckon she's going to outstrip. No disrespect, because I love Foreigner Joe, and I
Chuck.
love Chocolate Man, and I love Chuck, and I think she's going to outstrip them all.
But we come back to that was what we what I said earlier in the show. We've got some people, some up and comers in this area
Yeah,
that are going to
yeah,
work for it, and
yeah,
they're going to outpace people because they're
yeah,
hungry. And
yeah,
basically, a lot of people here that's been established already have built up an
yeah,
audience,
yeah.
and so now people coming in are just going to piggyback off of that. It's like, you're walking on the shoulders of giants. So I really do think some of these people coming up now, and Jam's one of them, are, like you said, going to
Jam,
outpace some of
you
these
go
other
on to
people.
Rechards. Is she going on the Rechards channel, Jam, or not?
Hmm.
She needs to go to Richard, because
No, she's
Richard had
doing
like
good on our channel. I wish you'd just come
Oh
over
yeah,
here
yeah,
so I could quit on Sundays. That's because I was actually going to abandon you this week, or I was going to be at a remote location. I was going to be down there at Soy Seven. I messaged Daz earlier and asked him if he was viewing a live stream from somebody else, and he said no, he
yeah.
was chilling tonight. And I said, all right. And that kind of, because I was on the fence. If Daz would have been there, I would have got on my bike and went down there and got rained on. But since
Yeah,
Daz wasn't going to be there, I said, nah, better stay at home. Street lights were
yeah.
on. Better keep my ass at home.
Dad
So,
says he's got flowers off a lady here,
well, of
so he's been
course,
giving flowers.
if if
Like
that's
meow
the only
is
time I think you can buy
fine.
flowers for a lady is if you buy it off one of the the
Yeah,
people going around selling it, because they
yeah,
will. That's a whole nother situation there. But if
yeah,
you were to call up a flower shop to send to a lady in Pattaya, I've heard more now from more than one of them saying, "Oh no, that's not a good thing. That's like a kiss of death. That means a breakup's coming, something." Um,
yeah.
I talked to one the other day. Her boyfriend didn't know, he was new here, and she took and broke the flowers in half and threw them in the street, basically. And I was
Yeah, yeah,
like, "Oh God,
yeah.
poor guy coming over here, been here once, met. It's actually a nice Thai lady, it really is, and
James saying
he
she's
just
lost all her
doesn't know.
diamonds.
I've lost all my marbles.
I'm losing mine.
Yeah,
I must admit, since giving up work, your memory does slip a little bit.
there's stuff. Usually, I was sharp like a tack, and there's stuff now. Like I was talking to, and I was trying to call names earlier, and I can't even recall who I was talking to. And I was sitting there, and I was going, "Oh, this one," and then I said, "It'll come to me later." Like earlier when I was saying, "What does Simon call sex?" What is his name for it? It hit me earlier. He calls it aerobics when people go do
Yeah, yeah,
aerobics,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I couldn't.
Yeah. Well, Dan's Meow is a total legend. He's just he's a man. He's a man mountain and a total. But he's a gentle giant. He's a very very nice gentleman. Although I wouldn't like to get on the wrong side of him. I don't think
So
he's a man mountain.
what's
I know. When me and him walk into the restaurants, and it's a buffet, eat as much as you want. Like, fucking, they just look
I
at
was
us.
really
It's just
I was
go,
trying to
oh,
get that. I was When we went into Hararu Sushi buffet
yeah,
or Japanese buffet. It wasn't. Have you noticed that I've basically butchered every restaurant name that we've done a review on, because I kept saying Cafe Pascal and it's Casa Pascal, Hararu Japanese buffet, and I kept calling it sushi buffet. I've pretty much butchered every restaurant that we've been to, which is very common for me to butcher stuff.
you're being too critical of your own work.
No, but that's if anybody knows me, I butcher people's names,
Yeah,
like Daz here, Daz Dragon. I'd be calling him Daz Dagon, or Dirk Diggler before long. Um, so,
great film, great film.
but I was actually walking in, like y'all walked in the restaurant first, and I hung back so I could get that little shot of that little garden or whatever it is to the right when you walk in the
Yeah,
restaurant.
yeah,
So I didn't do it, but I should have. I wanted, because you had all the waitresses and waiters all lined up as you're walking in to greet people, to put them at the tables. So we're the first ones in the restaurant. So you had about 12 people lined up. And of course, these are Thai people. So you and Daz are towering over them. And you would have thought they were getting ready to be like, "Oh, look, Godzilla come in." And the looks on their faces like, "Oh, shit. Oh, shit." And then they looked at you two and looked at me, and they're like, Tiny back there ain't that small either. So
no,
um, I
none
wish
of
I
us
would have
are.
got that on video, because the looks on their faces were priceless. Priceless.
Yeah. But the thing is, we had 2 hours to eat, and we finished eating in the first hour anyway. So we just
Yeah.
sat around and talked. We just
Oh,
sat around and
let's
talked.
face it. I've been to those buffets before with a Thai lady that is a quarter of my size, and I was going, round for round with her for the first couple, rounds. But once we got into, the later rounds, they just don't stop. She didn't, and her husband Warren is like, "Listen, she's going to out eat you." I was like, "I don't know. You ain't seen me at a buffet." He goes, "All right, Ryan, we'll see."
Yeah,
And I tell
Jay
you
used to be
what,
saying there's another sushi restaurant in front of the De Vere Hotel.
the
Soy 12.
Divaderie. If
Soy
I'm out in
13.
Jomtien, my favorite one out there, and that's the one I was alluding to on the video, and I'm gonna try to see if I can drag Zeekman out there. Um, is um, is Tsunami Sushi Buffet.
Is he
I
good?
love that one.
Is
I
it
think
better than the
it's
one we
better
went to?
than I do believe
Really?
so. Uh-huh. I like the tuna better. They have a little more. Ordering off the menu is a hell of a lot
What
easier.
about the price? What's the price of it? Because we paid like
Just a
how comes it
little
was eight? I thought it was supposed to be $6.99 or something. That one.
$7.99 plus they put the tax and the drink on top of it. So
Ah,
8.52 is about right. Um, I want to
I
say
wasn't
for
bothered.
two
I just paid
people,
it.
yeah, for two people I pay a little less than fifth. So yeah, it's a little bit cheaper. I'm talking like 100. Like I mean, it's comparable. It's like 700, but the same thing. You get 90 minutes to eat. It's a smaller place. Um, the only thing that I wish that they had there that Haru had was that fountain drink. You know, the Coke Zeros. When you go there, you got the Japanese drink options or green tea.
No juices, no.
I might have had some juices, but you get some ice cream as well. They bring it to you, and then they
Okay.
go around with the drink cart and fill your drink up all the time. So, but I did like Tsunami better. That's the best one.
Is
Now
that a buffet, Jay? It's the one in front of the Vere Hotel. Is that a buffet?
he's saying nice new sushi restaurant. My problem with the sushi restaurants is I've got to share because once I see someone else's rolls, I'm like, because you
That
can read the roll all you want on the
was
menu.
2 hours. It was 2 hour time limit on the restaurant we went to.
Yeah, a 2 hour time limit. If you can't get it done in 2 hours,
Oh, we was done after an hour.
yeah,
No, it's not a buffet. It's just a
easily,
restaurant where you go in and order.
easily. So
I quite like these buffets. I think I'm getting quite used to going to these buffets early, but you got to get in there when it's fresh. You
yeah,
know, so you get in there. I'll tell you what I did like at that restaurant we went to. We went to that Wagyu, the Wagyu. That I thought that was amazing.
mhm.
Hello, Robert. How you doing? I didn't make it
Hey
your way because I
Robert,
didn't. I'm traveling.
We're talking about visas again. Actually, we ain't talked about that. It
No,
doesn't
no, we're
matter.
talking about
We
restaurant.
can't.
We're talking about food and
110%.
restaurants.
I have been to the Thai buffets. They actually got a decent Thai buffet. You know, with the little the grills and everything that they bring to the table behind Rompo Market. And I went there. I was only for long at the table, and I went with nothing but Thai ladies. And yeah, they did some damage. What I liked is they were calculated. Like I didn't have a goal in this. Like it was a planned attack. I don't think the Navy SEALs moved in formation like these women did at this type of fate. Because like one would go after the meat, one went after the vegetables, one went after the shrimp, one went after.
Yeah,
And I'm sitting around. I'm like, hey, what y'all want me to get? They're like, oh, just go get whatever you want. Go get your little French fries. So I go get a big plate of like fried rice to bring to the table for everybody. And they're like, we're not bothering with that bullshit right now. We're at a buffet. We're getting the primo stuff. We eat rice all the time. We ain't eating
yeah,
that right now. I was like, oh, well,
yeah,
crap, I'll eat it. But
yeah.
I tell you what, watching about 5, 6, 7 Thai women attack one of those Thai buffets in unison and like carry out, and I don't even think they talked. They just carried out a planned attack in unison. It was something to behold. If I ever
Yeah.
go do that again, I'm going to get that on film because you could study that. I don't think the military moves
See
in
that,
sync
Robert?
like that.
Yeah,
I have to eat
yeah,
dinner. In
yeah.
fact, I got to put my order in for dinner.
Yeah. Well, normally the Thai girls normally bring a load of foliage to eat as well.
Right. That's what I'm saying. One took care of the foliage, one
Foliage.
took care of the beef, the this, the that, and
Yeah,
here I am getting French fries and fried rice and some pot stickers,
yeah,
so I
yeah.
could wait on my chicken to be cooked
Yeah.
on the
Well,
grill.
I normally go with. It's not very often I go to a Thai buffet because I go to a Thai restaurant every day. I go to my soup noodle place.
Hmm.
So my Thai soup noodles, I love it. You know, I love my Thai soup noodles.
You know me, I'm not a big soup. Now I tell you what, we did have. We did that little pot deal, whatever. I forget what they call the grills. I hope Jam's still here. She could probably tell us real easy. But when they always get the food and put it on the grill, stuff like that. I was sitting down with a group, and I'll refrain from names, but they put that new green plant that had been legalized recently. One of them had grown his own plants and actually
Okay.
put that in the soup. And they said that was the intent of the legalization because you're not going to get high from it because it hasn't crystallized.
Yeah.
But they said it was had some good health benefits. I was like,
Yeah.
whatever, I'll try it. And I was eating the vegetable matter, so
Oh, really? That's a bit.
yeah,
I
the whole
find it a bit.
leaf.
I find it a bit sour.
Yeah, put it in that damn water and it's all good. So
Really? It wasn't a bit sour. No.
they had it in. They'd been cooking all the chicken and this and that on that grill all day, and they threw it in that water in the middle of the grill.
I think what I'll do is I'll make some
I think you
cannabis
put a
vodka.
sock in there, it would taste all right.
I'll put some cannabis vodka. I'll do some cannabis vodka for people.
Yep.
You
So
know, proper,
well,
proper.
we've been at it for an hour and 46 minutes. Are you going to do your charts and wrap it up?
Yeah, why not? All
If
right,
you
what
want to do
chance
your
we got?
charts, I'll bow out peacefully and order my. I'm telling you, I done worked myself up into a toasty. It's going to be a. Now, I tell you what I have been upset about is 7-Eleven, Big C, all the ones I've been around lately. I have not been able to find my nacho cheese Doritos. All I can
Okay.
find is the spicy barbecue.
How you
So
doing, Tim?
it Tim's in, but I am
Tim
going
is
to
there.
check out early so I can get my order
Now,
my
Tim, Tim,
toasty.
Tim, Tim lives up in Unontari, and he
Mhm.
doesn't really eat Thai food.
God bless him. That's not Thai food
He's a
up there
great,
anyway. That's Isan food.
he's a great guy,
Yeah,
Tim.
I've talked to Tim before.
You talk to
Um,
him,
yep, helped him sort out an issue one weekend.
right? So you're off. I'll do the charts
Yes,
quickly.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Back at it
I
next
don't think
week.
I don't think there's anyone in here, but if anyone has got cryptocurrency, please cash out of it as quick as you can. Get your money up, unless you got a steel wallet. But I
Yep.
think it's gonna be a bloodbath
So,
bath tomorrow in crypto.
yep. Well, good night, everybody, and see y'all next week. And if you haven't subscribed to Eat Out Patia, please do. Helps out tremendously and greatly.
Put the link up.
Try to get you some more content coming out. So,
Oh, there's
see y'all
definitely more.
later.
There's definitely
Oh
more
yeah.
content coming out.
Yep. And I'll see you on Tuesday, Tom. Oh, who's
I see
coming
you on
in?
Tuesday.
Oh, the
Yes.
charts. I thought someone is actually coming to visit you.
Nah. No, I see you on Tuesday. I'm picking Daz up on the way through.
Got you.
Right, I'm just going to go through the charts very, very quickly. Got 4 charts tonight. Thank you very much, Richard, for showing my charts last night live, which is very gracious of you. And I will supply Richard charts for the Thai baht against the dollar every week with a few forecasts. This is the US dollar. So this is the strength of the US dollar, which fell back last week after the good CPI reading. So when we had the good CPI reading, you can see where it's just fallen down. And it's fallen down to this support line because charts never lie. Charts never, ever lie. Now, on Monday, this is going to go 2 ways. It's either going to go down and do a W and go back up again, or it's going to go from here back up. I don't know what you think. If you're in Joe, what do you think? Where it's going to go? I reckon. I reckon it could fall back a little bit because I reckon if this crypto news could affect all the markets, if it does, that could force that down. But I still believe I'm the same as Joe. I'm a great believer in the US dollar is going to go to 40 and 42. I'm still a great believer in that. So that was that chart. And this is the US dollar in. So this week, where it is at the moment, the way I see it, I reckon it's going to go up to 38 again and then come back down to about 37. And we're going to have a little bit of up and down, and we've got another. We have got another CPI reading coming up. So that was that chart there. And then this one is the big one, guys. Tomorrow's markets could get smashed because this FTX is a Ponzi scheme. So where a lot of people have always said, "Oh, crypto's just a Ponzi scheme," well, when you look at this chart, it is, and it looks like a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money on Monday. Absolutely frightening. If anyone wants a copy of these charts, I can send them to you. But if I had money in FTX, Binance, Robinhood, or Coinbase, I'd be getting that money out tomorrow or as soon as I can. I think we are in real trouble on this. I think the White House might even step in tomorrow. I think they might even suspend trading on cryptocurrencies in America. I don't know. Seriously, this one here, which is now trading at, well, it's saying at $2. It's now actually trading at $2.66. Unless Joe's got an update. This should be trading at zero, so I don't even know why people are buying this, because this is backed by nothing. Yeah, so that's that channel. And the other one, I think Elon Musk with Tesla is in trouble. I think he's going to come up a little bit, and I think he's going to go straight back down again. And the way Tesla's going, I can honestly see it dropping below 178 in the long run. I think he's bitten off more than he can chew with Tesla, with Twitter. And I honestly believe the people around him are leaving him in Tesla. They're resigning. It's not a good sign. You know, when you get good high up people who have been working with Elon for many years and they're resigning, that is not a good sign, because to me that's rats leaving the sinking ship. I done Facebook last week, and I still believe Facebook. I think Facebook's finished as well. So unfortunately, I ain't got a lot of good news there at all, and that was it. And if I share that screen, stop sharing, and I go, and I will show you this screen, share, and it's that one there, share. Yeah, and this one here, this is this Ponzi scheme, and it's looking dreadful. It's absolutely looking. This is going to zero. I honestly believe after tomorrow, that retail investors, and you think if I'm wrong, Joe, or not, all I know is if I was an ordinary retail investor, after what's happened to them, where their shares have gone from $20 to literally zero within less than 7 days, people are going to lose total faith in crypto, and there's going to be a lot of money coming out. You know, if you look at, I think like gold went up about $80 in the last week, that's unbelievable for gold to go up $80. But where the dollar's fallen down, I'm still up, but no, it's good. That's about it, really. Any questions, anyone? Stop sharing. I enjoy doing the charts, though. It's good fun doing the charts. 9 people. So Robert was in. Is he still there, Robert? Said he's going. I closed my Facebook account at least 10 years ago, yeah. I think Facebook's just had it, it's just... A lot of these ones I've got, these social medias, are only because of Anna. I think I'm going to cancel my Instagram. I'm going to cancel my Twitter. I'm going to cancel my Facebook. I really do want to cancel all of them, really. I've had enough. You're still there, Robert? Yeah. Yeah, Joe got out of his Bitcoin 3 months ago. The English guy who's normally in here, Tim, another Tim, he's normally in it, and he's gone. He's not in here tonight, but hopefully it gets out. If it sees a replay. No, I didn't make it, Robert. Didn't make it. In the end, we didn't. My friend come here from the UK, but he come here on such a tight budget, we just couldn't travel anywhere, So I said, but he come here to chill out on the beach. I said, just chill out on the beach, it's fine. Because, it's like when you're here and you're traveling and you're getting hotels and, you're eating out and blah, blah, blah. If you come here on a tight budget, you can't do it. So But he's had a great time. He's really enjoyed it. Never been to Asia before, but he's really enjoyed himself. And he's just been doing walks along the beaches, and he really, really loving it. So it's been really good. I'm the same as Joe. I'm still very optimistic on the dollar. And the only reason why I'm optimistic because everything else is just rubbish. Everything around it. So we'll see how we go on that. But other than that, 5 minutes to go. If not, I'll call it a day. But thanks very much, everybody, for coming in tonight. Quite an entertaining chat of where we're eating, what we're doing, and it's as good as it gets. Any questions? Yeah, Jay, you got the budget, didn't you? So you got the budget. What it was on your email, you've got a J in the middle of it. I was missing it off, so I'll send you an email and you wasn't getting them. So, but thanks very much for coming in, guys. Must be getting ready. How long is it till the American football kicks off? Must be another hour, is it? Have the clocks changed over there? When's the football start tonight? Please tell me when the football starts. I think the game starts in Germany first. They got Tampa Bay, haven't we? Got Tampa Bay in Berlin. I know, but Robert, are you feeling better? That's the most important thing. You feeling better, Robert? I really hope you are. Yeah. No, what it is, we just do like 2 hour ones because if like they're quite long, and I'll get tired. I've done some 5 hour ones. Went back already. Very slowly. I know, but as long as you're getting there, Robert, that's the most important thing. Now, next time I'm over your way, Robert, when I do travel, I'll come over. I'll probably come over with Anna and Prylo, so we'll do that. My friend goes back on Friday. Clocks went back already. Yeah, so when's the first football game tonight? That's what I need to know. NFL. Football. Oh, it's already started. Seattle versus Tampa Bay. Come on, Tom. I need you to win tonight because you're going to need it because you could be bankrupt by the morning. Yeah, the American football's already started. The Tampa Bay and Seattle, they're playing in Germany, I believe. They're playing in Berlin, I think, or Munich. So, what channel? They're being shown. That'll be on Sky Sports. That'll be on Sky Sports NFL, or it'll be on the NFL channel as well. Should we have a look? Let me have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. The favourites. And here we go. Just kick it in. Yep. So it looks like to me that yeah, that's on NFL, but it looks like it's on the NFL Network. Is that right, Tim? Is that the answer? So there you go. Yeah, you can all watch it there from where I am. Yeah, you can see it at an angle. We got 2nd down and 7. Oh, yeah, he's got it. He's got 1st down. Yeah, it's on that. So there you go. Well, thank you very much for everyone coming in tonight. I hope everybody has a safe week. If you get stuck, Tim, on what channel it is, as soon as I get off of here, I'll be looking for the American channel. I've got it on the UK channel at the moment, but I will find it on the American channel. Yeah, Tim, I'm telling you, that FTX deal, I reckon he could go bankrupt. I think apparently they reckon he might have lost 650 million. He gave the guy 650 million. Apparently, rumor has it. So we'll see. But yeah, and you, Robert, and you have a fantastic week. You know, I won't be doing a lot this week. I'm going out from if anyone's in the chat and in Thailand, we're going to Peaky Blind. These are both 12 o'clock dates. 12 o'clock we go at Peaky Blinders on Tuesday, and on Friday we are going to Sicily Pizza. Yeah, that's it. So I'm going to sit down and watch the American football. But the thing is, the 49ers are not on to 8 o'clock in the morning here. So I've got to wait till 8 o'clock in the morning until the 49ers come on in the morning. They're playing the Chargers, San Diego Chargers. So I look forward to that. But thank you very much for everyone coming in. Have a safe week. You never know. By this time next week, you never know. But Arizona might have completed all the counting by next Sunday. What do you think? I've got to leave you with that because that is just so funny. I can't believe it. Good night, everybody. Have a safe week. Anyone wants to contact me? Most of you guys have all got my line number anyway. So if you want to, anytime you want to contact me, feel free. And have a fantastic week. Bye bye. Stay